Okay. So it says we're live. This is the pre-live, Greg, before the live. Isn't this fun?
The pre-live before the live?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I always want to go the 5, 4, 3.
Here we go. We're almost there. We got, hey, Greg, look, we got 10.
And 5.
Here we go. Let's run it. We are back, and it feels good.
Yes, it does.
Real lawns, real equipment, and real business. Work with your hands and do it with purpose. Turf Nerds on Turfs Up Radio, hosted by Evan Lindman and Greg Durbin. Well. We are back, Greg, aren't we?
Yes, we are. With some snow as well.
Oh, man. I thought we would have kissed that goodbye, but no, it came back. What's the saying?
It's still
Isn't that-
February.
Yeah, it's still February. But what's the saying for March? Out like a lion, in like a lamb, right? Or is it the other way around?
I don't remember. I think so. Out like a lion, in like a lamb.
Where
Yeah,
did
I
they even
don't
get
remember.
that from. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever used it, so that's why I'm not sure which one it is. So
That's funny.
yeah. So sometimes it's like, what was it the other day? Somebody used a word that I've never been able to use, and I thought, man, that would be so fun to use that word somewhere.
You were using the word kitschy, right? Doesn't kitschy mean tacky?
Yeah, kind of. So yeah, it's kind of kitschy. It's a kitschy word. So
what's a word that you've used that people haven't used? I mean, I got a fairly decent vocabulary, I mean, from reading and stuff, but I don't go out of my way to use, words I don't know.
yeah, well, you know what what's kind of interesting is a lot of people will use the word they say like peruse. Oh, I'm going to peruse that, and they
Yep.
think it's like just glancing over. That's not peruse. Peruse is going in depth. So you're getting a lot deeper into something. So a lot of people misuse that word. They think it's just, and I learned that from an old boss of mine one time. I said, yeah, I perused it. And he says, you weren't really in depth? And I said, what are you talking about?
You know what? Now that you say that, I've gone to stores and people have asked me, hey, do you need any help? I said, no, I'm just browsing or I'm just perusing. That's a good question. 856-446-8873. Lines work, but what's that go-to word that you use? I mean, we got terminology here in the lawn care biz, Greg, don't we?
Yeah, we do. The word I like to use is prescient. And but I realized I was saying it wrong for a long time. I thought it was prescient, but it's prescient. And I just looked up the definition, just having or showing knowledge of events before they take place.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So he was kind of prescient about the. I guess
it almost
can't
like
be kind of
foreknowledge? I mean,
something like
is that
that.
stretch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So but
Prescient.
it's more fun to say prescient than foreknowledge.
I got my prescient knowledge of your lawn. We got Cameron Duncan with the Lawn Care Life in Missouri right now here. Greg, he's asking
Missouri
if I'm drinking the Michigan Maple. So to kind of back it up, Aaron Sutter on his podcast probably like 2 years ago. Every time he'd do a podcast, he was drinking this Michigan Maple coffee. It's actually from Grand Rapids, and it tastes pretty good.
Yeah. I can't speak to coffee.
No, it's probably wise, and like very limited coffee is good, but it's also good to have no coffee. I mean, I have a nice little cup in the morning, and then that's probably about it because I try to cut off drinking caffeine by about noon because that can linger with you throughout the whole entire day.
Yeah, if I drink a glass of tea at noon, I'll be awake at 3 a.m. So it's just the caffeine affects me. So
That's not a bad
and I
thing,
just
though.
don't like the taste of it. So
Yeah.
I just say, well, if I don't like the taste of it, why bother? So
I don't blame you. Black coffee is the only way that I drink. I didn't like putting any cream in there, but you're having a good tea right now, aren't you?
it's actually hot water, lemon, and honey. So just got some hot water, and the issue I have is because I don't like coffee, and my son used my mug, my Yeti, to drink some coffee in it a couple of times, and it the lid smells like coffee. So whenever I take a drink, I'm smelling coffee.
You get a nice lid coffee kind of water throat drink, which that does sound good though. I mean honestly, warm drinks warm the soul because I remember being out there, well, through all the cleanups and even plowing snow, Greg. It's good to have a warm drink in your hand. I mean, I'll drink coffee throughout the entire year. That's another good question. Do you guys drink coffee? Do you not drink coffee? I think the phone lines work now, so we say it a lot because we got people tuning in and tuning out. Sound like a broken record, but what's the number, Greg? Because apparently I say it too fast. They're like, huh, that's a radio station?
Yeah, 856 446 8873 856 446 8873. If you guys want to call in, tell us about your coffee escapades. I guess
That's
when I was in school, I've had people ask me if I drink coffee or not, and I said no, I never joined the club, and excuse me, and then they ask how'd you get through college, and I said and I think about it, and I said I remember one guy one time having a cup of coffee.
wow.
And nobody drank coffee when I went to school. And now, your generation or even younger, everybody's drinking coffee.
Coffee's
So,
everywhere, but I'm pretty
yeah.
particular. I mean, don't like too much of the fruity flavored coffee. Like always out there cutting the grass when I'd stop for coffee, I'd just stop at the Big B Coffee and get a nice 16-ounce black Big B Best coffee, and that would get me through it. Because there's guys out there, Greg. They're either starting to hop into the mulch, or I mean, I had to go out. We talk about this here for a bit. It was unfortunate. I had to go out yesterday morning and blow off my commercials, and I was having some issues with my 9010T. It might have been bad gas. It ran fine for my first commercials that I have. It says 215 feet of sidewalk, or 50 feet of sidewalk, and I blew that off. It was fine, maybe about an inch and a quarter of snow. Then when I got to my commercial lawyer's office, all of a sudden it just started to kind of like perform half throttle, and it spun it all the way through, but I got it all done. It might have been bad gas. I'm not sure.
do you ever run seafoam in your mower, or mechanic
have.
in a bottle?
I have. It's been a while because the problem is this gas can sat outside just next to my garage. It was away from the elements, but I think maybe water got in it because I've had issues with that 9010T in the past before, but it was fine all the way through fall and all the way up until yesterday. So maybe it needs a carb cleaner or seafoam. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Yeah, I'd consider what was it? Our friends over at BC3, they have that mechanics in a bottle.
Greg Allen.
Yeah, and my understanding is that the guys that I go to, the shop I go to, is one time I was in there and the guy, someone came in and said, "Hey, I'm having some issue with this," and he said, "What? Get yourself some mechanic in a bottle and put it in, and you'll be pretty happy with it." So I don't know. It's it's a little bottle. You don't need a lot. That's the thing about it is. And I had a good friend of mine who was a mechanic, and that's the first time I'd heard about it. He said, "You ever use that mechanic in a bottle stuff?"
Been
And I
around
said,
for years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I had never heard of it, and this was a few years ago. He was telling me about it, and he says, "Yeah, I use it on everything." So, supposed to help clean everything out for you. So maybe give that a shot on your blower.
Because BC3 Solutions, what I also tried, they got that new oil spill, Greg, that we interviewed them at the Expo here at home. BC3 Solutions. Oh, this is the wrong one. not BC3, B3C. Man, you ever done that?
What did I say? Yeah, transpose.
You ever done that where you say the wrong thing? Here we go. Oh goodness sakes! I'm like can't spell today. But they got this oil spill solution that we interviewed Greg Allen over at BC3, and it's actually pretty cool. It's called Spill Absorber Max. I had to pull it up here. And when I was changing the oil on my truck a couple months ago, it did a pretty good job. I mean, they say you can reuse it. I guess you can just keep reusing it until the whole entire, because it's like little, what do you call it? It's like pieces of powder,
Granules.
right?
Yeah, like
it's
the
like
granules, and
granule.
for lack of a better word to say, and
Yeah.
but no,
Anyone
I
ever use
actually-
that?
I'm going to help a friend of mine with his mower. I'm going up north in a couple weeks to visit a friend, and he was asking about changing his oil and things, and prepping his mower for the season. So I was going to go up, and I was going to bring that with me and hopefully spill something and try it out.
Spill a whole bunch, right?
Spill a whole bunch of oil and then give it a shot and see
What are your
how well it works.
oil spill stories? 856-446-8873. I think they're too afraid to call because we're getting a lot of people that were texting Greg, but no one wants to call. There he is, Rocky. But yeah, that's the number. I mean, I guess that's kind of the status quo with radio. There's a lot of people that are afraid just to get on the air. I think it's true.
I think well, the other day we were having some issues, I think, with the phone line, and so give us a call just to see if it's working correctly. But we were having some issues, and I had somebody who told me they were trying to call in, but they couldn't get in for whatever reason. So maybe we've had people try to call, and we just didn't know. So
Because it's funny, the station phone, it's an app, guys, and it rings all throughout the day after our show. I guess no one knows about this show yet, but when they're tuning in, because we'll be picking up things here soon when we really get into the groove of mowing, Greg. I mean, guys will start listening again. It's amazing how guys go through seasons, because when the winter happens, not a lot of guys do snow and they hibernate. I mean, you'll be honest, Greg, you haven't listened to really much podcasts, have you?
well, I don't listen while I'm riding or while
No.
I'm cutting. And generally, when I'm going, it's a little harder because I'll listen to stuff on the way to the next one, and so I don't spend a whole lot of drive time, and so it's just certain ones. I occasionally I'll listen to some things, and then I'll just go, I don't feel like listening to anything right now. I'll just listen to some music, and so I just I jump around a little bit, but sometimes it's just depends on what what's going on in terms of my drive time. So
Shout out to my buddy Rocky. Good morning, boys. Happy Monday. Let's go. I got to
Morning,
call you,
Rocky.
Rocky. So yeah, but in the general though, like when winter comes around, people hibernate and they don't listen to stuff. I mean, I've done like a lot of reading. So great getting home from I guess nice session of plowing snow, and you just get to sit down and read a book. But that's just where, I mean, Aaron Sutter calls it, with lawn care and podcasting, lawn landscaping, anything, guys. It's called Lawn Care University. We got no excuse to be able to know knowledge in this industry, because we can listen to a lot of stuff while we're mowing. I mean, I've hit up a lot of audio books, and they've been really refreshing.
yeah, I have listened to audiobooks a couple times. I should listen to more because my wife's a librarian, and so I kind of pick on her once in a while. She'll buy me a book, and I say, why'd you buy a book? You're a librarian. You could have brought one home.
We'll just take it home.
Yeah, just bring one home for me to read. But actually, what was it? There was a book one time that everybody was reading, and I thought, okay, I better read this book. And so she did bring it home from the library, and I'm really glad she did, because I happened to look at it. It was $25 for that book.
Yeah, man, holy smokes.
I'm not kidding you, Evan. I was done reading it in 2 hours. And
Was that good?
Well, it wasn't that long. So
Oh.
it was a fast read, and I was going, wow, I'm so glad I didn't spend the money on this. So I would have been sorely disappointed. So
I'll take a short book. I mean, well, my wife does a lot of reading, and she can read fast. I'm just the audiobook guy, because there's so much advantage to that while mowing, and I can focus, well, to a point while mowing and then listening to something. If it's something that I'm really engaged in, then I'll really listen. But if it's some podcasts and things like that, I just like to kind of have that background noise just to kind of listen to stuff out there. But it's also peaceful to be, listen to nothing while you're out there mowing, just to kind of like pray though too, and kind of prioritize stuff. And
get the drone and that mower going. You just get that hum, and
it's a nice sound. It's something that I could probably fall asleep to. It's white noise, isn't it?
It almost is for us. You just don't want to nap while you're cutting.
Here, Greg. So it's kind of like this. Love that sound. Feels
Relaxing.
great.
You ever nod off while you're mowing?
Oh, you know what? I've not nodded off, but I've yawned a whole bunch when we get into the really hot months there. Oh, that's a good question, guys. 856-446-8873. You ever nod off while mowing? Call or text in. We get the text. We got Rocky. We got Cameron here in the mix. Get on the turf text, or if you're not too covered in grass yet or snow, give us a call. I mean, Greg will be sending out autographed pictures after this show for a whole $5. Isn't that huge?
Autographed pictures of who?
Yourself on the
Oh,
mower.
me. Wow, look at that. I didn't know if you wanted me to autograph pictures of you. So, or Andy, we could autograph pictures of Andy Wilson for us.
Andy, what's going
Andy's
on, brother?
joining us. Good morning, Andy. Thanks for coming.
The
Thanks
Lawn
for coming.
Hustle. He's got a great podcast. It's professional lawn maintenance. Andy's got the itch to get back out because didn't he get a positive prognosis with his shoulder? I thought I read something the other day, or maybe I missed it.
Yeah, he's doing well, and he thinks he might be able to get going again beginning of April, that I recall. So that's around the corner.
It'd be a great birthday treat if you got going around your birthday, which is the 7th, correct, Greg? And my birthday, which is the 11th.
Yes, April 7th and 11th. So, and then Janelle's, your sister's, is the 20th?
23rd. So
23rd.
birthday month. So mowing, guys, mowing and running a lawn and landscape business is always fun with birthdays. And we had a guest on our podcast yesterday, Caleb Garrett, Greg, and we can kind of flesh this out and talk about this here for like a little bit too. I've been doing this 16 years, and I was mowing way too much, even as recently as 3 years ago. Life is short. We are but a breath. God has shown us so much mercy, and you got to spend time with your family and be there. Don't the wives joke about this, Greg? Lawn care widows.
Yeah, once the season starts, they should be calling each other every so often just to keep in touch, have somebody to talk to, right? But I'm trying to readjust my schedule a little bit this year and hopefully get home a little bit earlier and make sure that works. We finish the show, jump on the mower, I guess, right?
That's basically what we do, and there's a lot of dew out there on the grass. But how do you, Greg? That's a good question. How do you want to fix your schedule for this upcoming year? Every year we should do something slightly different, unless you're that perfect owner that doesn't need to do anything, which that's no one.
Well, most of my schedule is about the same. I have one client, maybe two that I lost this year. Actually, now that I think of it, three. Excuse me. They had some. One of them, their grandson is gonna start mowing for them. The other one is he's had some issues on his lawn, and it's all torn up from. He got a new well put in, and that didn't work. So apparently they have to do another well, and and septic. I'm sorry, septic, and he's having some issues, and his whole lawn is torn up because they're trying to figure that out. So could have lost him. I'm not sure, and then another one is he's debating about whether my $2 price increase is too much.
Greg, I can't believe you. $2 raise? What? That's you know what? We're done. We're out of here. I can't afford you there anymore. I'm on a fixed income and I have to get my free groceries, right?
Yeah. So, but I did send out an email. I sent out reached out to everyone, and then he was complaining about the price increase, but I tried to do something different this year as a prepay.
Yeah.
And so I sent out the
Here.
I sent out the
248-214.
got somebody calling
Turfs Up
in.
Radio. You're on air. I don't know. I answered it and then it hung up.
Yeah,
That's the weirdest thing.
try and have him call back in again. 856-446-8873.
Call back in. Yeah,
So-
I hit the. That's kind of weird. I answered it and then it hung up. Yeah, 856-446-8873. Didn't mean to hang up on you. What was your thought there? Oh man.
I was lost my train of thought. The music,
we go.
Here.
the music stumped me.
Turfs Up Radio. You're on air.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Rocky, what's going on, brother?
I was waiting to see if you'd recognize a brother's voice over the air.
Oh man.
Good morning, Uncle Greg.
Hey, morning, Rocky. Thanks for calling. How's it going?
Well, it's a cold Monday morning. I'm in the truck taking my daughter to school.
Oh wow. How old's your daughter?
Jump in, Evie.
I'm
Oh.
13.
13. Uh-oh. So you're on the radio now too, huh? 13 already on the radio.
Holy smokes.
Wow. What
And
let
I've
me
got
see.
good video of her driving a straight line with the zero turn already. She's pretty good.
Oh man, she can stripe it up good there, Greg. She might take us. I do need some help, right? Or trimming. You got to get him on the mower. Then I'll do all the grunt work. Then trimming can break your back.
Female-owned business
I
too.
don't
You
think
got
I'm going to put her on that trimmer.
This can be deadly.
yeah, female-owned businesses though they can get special priority in certain cases. So good for you. Get to know that more. 13. You're in what? 8th grade? I think I heard a yes.
Yep, 8th grade.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yep.
What's
She's in 8th grade.
all right? Favorite class?
Favorite class, Evie? What is it?
Right now, it's actually math because I have a teacher that I really like.
Wow.
What, couldn't hear
God bless
what.
that teacher.
Say it again, Rocket. Cut out there.
It's actually math right now because I have a teacher that I really like.
Math.
Ah. Okay.
You know, it's funny, guys. We run a lawn and landscape biz, and we got to do some basic math, don't we? That's talk to my wife, guys. You should be able to know do your basic arithmetic with lawn care running a business. It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
It is really important. It really is. We joke about it, but I put myself through college with a business as well, and doing the actual physical work is one thing, but the back end of it and the business is even more important, really.
Yeah. Math and reading. Got to get those two down, and then you're on your way.
I like your quick math, Greg.
Absolutely.
My quick math.
When Greg Durbin does his assertive quick math, it's great because you're better at crunching the numbers than I am. A calculator for me helps them. Makes it. I feel like I know what I'm doing sometimes.
No, I just put everything into tens and then back up and figure it out. So it's not like I think Evie's probably in Algebra 1. I don't know if she's in Algebra 1 yet.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yep, she said yes.
All right, so
It's
Algebra
hard to
1.
hear her. She's in the passenger seat. The truck microphone is right above me, so it's hard.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to hear her.
All right, so you just interpret for
Yeah.
us. That's fine.
Rocky's an interpreter now. No, but guys, if you listen to the podcast long enough, Rocky's a realtor. But then when he does have some downtime here and there, he'll help me cut and do some landscaping jobs. Rocky, you would argue we're pretty good at doing the tear outs, cutting down trees and ripping out stuff.
Yeah, pretty good team. It's fun stuff. Little side jobs here and there, and it all adds up. I enjoy it.
He's also helped me plow too.
And
He's go on.
I was going to say with the plowing, so I was mixing up some smoothies for breakfast for her and I before we jumped in the truck. And yeah, I think you were talking about, that's right when I clicked on and tuned in, and you were talking about falling asleep. And obviously that'd be bad news, falling asleep while we're working. But you know what what reminded me of that.
Tell the story, Rocky. Go ahead. This is funny.
4 in the morning, out plowing, and I think it was about 4 a.m. is about Evan's expiration time. He was driving his truck. We were out salting, and that's no matter how many coffees, my boy Evan was lights out at about 4, and that was behind the wheel.
I was glazing over. We were getting into a Tim Hortons one that we plowed, and I said, I need some coffee. Like I was about out. That's one brutal thing about this industry and like taking care of snow is you got to be ready to work crazy hours, and some guys aren't cut for it. And I sometimes need my beauty rest, Greg.
Oh, Dad,
You did a pretty good job. You hung in there.
No, I just I looked at it and said, I just don't want to be up for 24 hours straight and maybe get a 20-minute nap. I remember you did that one time. You told me that you were up 24 hours and you got a 20-minute nap in there somewhere, and I said, that's just not, it doesn't work for me. So
It's called the snow plowing power naps. Guys do it. I mean, they pull over and park somewhere. That's why you have to charge a premium. And it's tough because there's freak stories that happen, and that's another thing we can talk about though too. Is just being well rested, and I need the sleep. But it's good. It's cool that I kind of branched off my own and I plow my own driveways because I can kind of get out there at 5 a.m. and not have to work through the wee hours of the night. But we still had some grunt work, Rocky. Remember a couple weeks ago when we had that heavy snow and you were shoveling? That was a lot of work.
It is, and Mother Nature dictates the time. So if it's 24 hours or 12 hours, kind of it's blood money in a way, but it's part of that business. Speaking of that, quick shout out to Jay Bird. He's in Evan. I think he went to New Jersey.
Oh, really?
With his nephew because they're getting really slammed, like a foot to 3 feet of snow in that area.
Oh, wow.
So they brought in people from outside. Yeah, so
that's huge. So one of Rocky's friends, guys, actually went to New Jersey to do more snow work. Now that's a good question. We field calls and texts on that. Would you travel, to different states to try to get some more work in the winter when it's slow? That's an interesting idea, Greg, isn't it?
I've heard of people doing that a lot, where they just go tour, especially storms like trees down. A lot of guys will go off and do that. I'm curious if that guy,
Yeah.
if he took his own truck out with the plow on the front of it, or if he's
No,
did he bring his
didn't,
own
Greg.
truck? Or okay,
I guess it's a big company that works out of state at times, and they just needed to recruit some experienced drivers. So they supplied him the trucks and everything. So yeah, he'll have some stories to tell. We'll have to have him on.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling up to my destination, so I gotta bow out for a minute. Congrats
call
on your
Ro-
show. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks, Rock.
Thanks,
Hey,
Rocky.
I'll call you after the show too. So I've been like delinquent at getting back to him. So
yeah,
I was
thanks,
supposed
Evie.
to.
Talk soon.
Love you, Rock. Talk to you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
So what do we know? The line works. Open lines there again. That's good to know that it actually worked, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it looks like it is. All we got to do is get you to answer the phone correctly, and then we're
Yeah. 856-446-8873. Can Evan with Turf Nerds answer the phone correctly? Find out. And whoever can give us that answer, we'll send you some free Turf Nerd stickers. But we should get his friend Jason on, Greg. He works for a local company here, and then in the winter, he does a lot of plowing. He's got a Ram 2500. It's like a 2020. It's really nice. I mean, it makes my Ram look puny.
He's got a 2500. You said.
Oh yeah, Aaron Sutter has one, but this checking out Jason's Ram. Like I have the 1500 guys, and I kind of try to hybrid it with the. I upgraded the leaf springs and the shocks, and then I put a dump insert. But there's a big difference, Greg, between a 1500 and a 2500. What would that be? A half ton and a 3/4 ton, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah. So.
'Cause your truck's huge.
Yeah, my truck's large, and it excuse me, I'm sorry, mine's 3500. So, and it's a dually, so it's more truck than I need, but what the heck, it's I can't get a deal like I got on that one.
It's
so,
in great shape.
yeah. So, gonna have it out today. I got to run doing a paint job for somebody, so I have a bunch of paint stuff I have to do or I have to bring. So I loaded up. I'm going to load up my trailer, and the downside about my truck is it does not have tie downs in it, so I
Does it
can't.
not, huh?
I don't know. That wasn't the thing back then. So, so I just thought about it, and I said, now you know what? I'll just bring the trailer, throw everything in the trailer, and do it that way. So. Although hopefully it's going to start for me. I had an issue with my truck yesterday. I couldn't believe it. So,
Oh, what happened?
well, I think outside chance it could be the alternator I'm having some issues with. I went to start the truck. I drove the truck uptown, ran into the hardware to pick up something, started it back up, drove over to pick up my trailer, and shut it off to to shut the lock off, and or take the lock off the trailer, and went to get back in the truck, and it wouldn't start. And the battery was dead, almost like the battery was dead. And finally, it started back up for me, and a buddy of mine came over and took a look at it. And the odd part is I was driving at home, and I was looking at the battery meter, and it was showing, batteries should normally show about 14
Yeah.
on your meter. Mine was showing about 12. And I'm looking at that going, that's kind of odd, because it's a fairly new battery.
Really?
And so I was driving
Nice
at
job
home.
there on the mute, Greg. That was nice.
Thank you. So, yeah, I was driving at home, and as I was getting to my driveway, I started backing up, and I noticed that the meter was starting to go down a little bit, the battery meter. And by the time I finally parked I got my truck parked, and it was at about a 9, and it just dropped while I was trying to back it up. I thought, okay, I got a bad alternator probably.
Yeah. Wow.
And anyway, so my buddy came over, took a look at it, and then all of a sudden the thing started up, and it's showing 14.
That's generally how it works, Greg. Let's cut to a quick word from Chris here.
How many times have you considered transitioning from gas-powered OPE only to find power wasn't there and you needed an unreasonable number of batteries on hand to avoid long charge times? Not with Crest Commercial. Crest Commercial landscape tools provide the same level of power and performance as their gas counterparts, but with a revolutionary battery technology. Supported by the Crest Cyber System, 60-volt CyberPack batteries can charge in 8 minutes or less on the go. Finally, professional landscapers can confidently embrace the battery revolution without sacrificing power, performance, or runtime. Crest, it's the only choice for commercial landscapers to replace gas. Visit Crest Commercial at Elevate Booth 713 to learn more.
I like the music. Greg, you know what was interesting? Because we had Caleb on our podcast yesterday. It releases 5 a.m. on Mondays. And I think I like what he said. He uses a lot of battery stuff for like the handhelds. Shout out to Steve Cohen. Great show, guys. I'm more prone to, I guess, experiment with the battery handhelds than I will ever with a mower. I don't know, unless it was just us for the beat on it and to try out. I don't know if I want to get a battery-powered commercial mower. It wouldn't last through the week. There's just no way. But the handheld stuff, yes, it was. I know we could get a lot of blowback from that, but it's kind of the truth, I guess, for now, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is I just don't know that I would want a battery-powered mower. Although that hybrid we looked at the expo, literally it would just charge itself up. So that
That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, the issue for me again is what we were talking about with Caleb is if I'd have to come home and pull everything off my trailer and then plug it all in and wait for it to charge overnight, and then all of a sudden that's adding an extra half hour to an hour to my day, and I just don't feel like doing that. So the hybrid, that one charged up. Didn't
That was
use a lot of
impressive,
fuel.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and then. I don't remember how long it took to charge. I guess it depends, but that thing would work really well and charge itself up, and you never really had to charge it supposedly. So that was the advantage of it. And I mean, technically, you didn't have to go plug it in the first time you got it. You charge it, and then from there, you never technically have to charge the thing again if you're running it right.
Yeah, it's Smart Tech by Hydro Gear. That's a really good question to ask you guys. Feel free to text or call in here. Specifically, man, the cat's got my tongue. 856-446-8873. The Smart Tech by Hydro Gear, this hybrid zero-turn mower. There's basically a generator on it, Greg, and you're not going to use almost any gas on it. It's like 70 miles to the gallon, up to 40% more, up to 40
hours,
up to 40 horsepower more, and fuel use is reduced by 53%, and then emissions, if we get environmental here, is reduced by 53%. And these are some pretty, it's interesting. I would be really intrigued to see how this mower would handle in wet grass. But what is your opinion on the battery kind of revolution that we're kind of up here on? 856-446-8873. The handhelds, I'm all for. The mower's not quite yet, because if you're route dense like Greg and I, and the amount of trimming you do, I don't want to get 15 batteries for just one stop. I mean, okay, I'm kind of being hyperbolic there, but I guess they get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is you got to have extra. You're going to have to buy extra batteries. Make sure you're covered in case it's running low, and then when are you gonna swap it out?
Yeah.
While you're cutting. So if you get low, maybe I can get one more lawn in with it, and poops out on you halfway through the lawn. So I don't know. I'm sure guys get used to it. They've I think out in California you have to really get used to it out there, or Ann Arbor. I think there's a couple of cities that are making everything go to battery, but I don't know if they've fully pushed the mower market over into that. So it'll be interesting.
Some of these cities. Yeah, you're right, Greg. Some of the cities. They're going all battery. I plow snow in Northville, Michigan, and we talked about this, and I shared a story on this before. They have a noise ordinance at 7 a.m., and I was out there blowing my commercial lot with my backpack blower at like 6:30. This is about, I think, maybe 2 months ago, or maybe about 2 months ago, and I had a cop come up and pull into my lot and tell me that I couldn't be blowing there because they're getting complaints. Just sitting there shaking my head. I guess someone was so selfish that they had to call the cops on me because I was taking care of a lot.
on a commercial lot where apparently you're close to a residential area, or
I guess so. I mean, down to our Northville, Michigan guys. I'm sure you guys have this wherever you mow or do work in,
probably
making noise.
apartments.
I think yeah, because they're putting up new condos, apartments, and all this stuff. And I guess someone called. I said, well, if they're already up, then it doesn't matter there anymore. So it was at 6:30, and that 9010T is not that loud. And it irritated me. So I actually told the cop, okay, so what do we do if we have a big snowstorm and it ends at like 5 a.m.? He's like, shovel it. I said, okay, yeah. I said, no way.
You said shovel it, really?
Yeah, so I called the city and I tried to talk to someone who's in charge of the noise ordinance. They basically said there's nothing they can really do about it. So
What is it, 8 a.m.?
it's 7 a.m.
No, the noise. When's the noise ordinance in effect till? And is it you can't start until 8, or you can't start until 7?
Until 7. So it's in effect
So
till
you
7.
you were at 6:30.
Yeah, I was at
Oh,
6:30.
okay.
I'm sitting there. You got to be kidding me. Then there's other guys who are down the street with their blowers blowing too. Not sure why they targeted me, like not playing the victim card here, but that's the price you pay when you try to get into the snow game. I guess the other alternative is just to put a plow in your truck and then do it that way though too. But cities have weird ordinances. I'm sure there's guys out there really good. That's another really good question. 856-446-8873. You ever had any issues with the city? I'm sure tree guys have. I mean, they can work all the time, can't they?
Yeah. No, there was one spot where I got there early and I thought I was going to get in trouble because there's a house right behind the commercial lot that I was doing. So 2 different places. They were right there. So I think ours is 8 a.m. here. So I'm sitting there waiting. One time I was just waiting. It was like 7:59, and
Here,
I got
Greg,
you
were waiting like this. Oh, hold on. Waiting.
So I was just looking at the phone, or I was looking at the phone, going, okay, 7:59 and 8 o'clock, and then I pulled the handle, so I could get started. And yeah, so I should check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 o'clock around here.
Aren't the noise ordinance like as late as you could work? I think it's 10 p.m. So in theory, if you wanted to be like a jerk, you could get a whole bunch of high-powered lights and mow until 10 p.m. Couldn't you?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Anyone ever do that?
That would be interesting. So I'm sure guys doing cleanups have done that, or when they're behind from rain. I'm sure guys have done that. Although I know the lights, you got to be very careful on your lights, because one time I was out doing something on the lawn, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just put on my headset with the light on it.
Yeah.
And there was so much dust, and the headset was so high.
Oh,
It was
no.
like I was driving in a snowstorm. I couldn't see anything. So you got to have your lights low.
Could be hacking up a lung too, can't you?
Well, that's what we're breathing every day. That's what you got to remember, is because I was seeing it. That's what's normally blowing around. If you're doing a fall cleanup or a spring cleanup, I think I was on a fall cleanup, and I mean that's what's floating around. It doesn't matter, because if it's night or day, that's still in the air when you're cutting. So
Talk about things in the air here. So the Turf Nerd Studio is finally enclosed. I have all my stuff downstairs. I was upstairs, moved downstairs this past year. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Joe Frederick. He helped me build some walls, Greg, build a wall. It's tough to kind of rough in some frames, some things, like being like a rough carpenter. And we always want to advance our skills here in this industry. Okay, sure, Greg and I, we predominantly mow, mulch, head trimming, aerations, things like that, snow removal. There's other guys who landscape, design things like that. Look at what Eric Jones does. I mean, they're in architecture. That is huge. And we should always be trying to further our, I guess, reservoir of knowledge. And it's cool to see Joe kind of teach me and walk me through how to properly put drywall up and measure studs. And it was really cool. And talk about dust. I didn't make that much of a mess down here, but when I was vacuuming up the other day, Greg, man, you would have thought that I had a cold. It was, let's just say that I got pretty bad allergies, and I'm trying not to surrender to that. But it's really cool that he was able to teach me, kind of walk me through this. And that just kind of poses the question to you guys, though, too. 856-446-8873. What's that skill, or that, I guess, skill that you want to sharpen, or kind of what do you want to learn this year. We should always be trying to learn as we're out there mowing. Sure, like we listen to stuff, but maybe I'll offer this service and get rid of that service. As a man and a provider, I can rough some things up there in my home and fix things, but always want to just better my skills.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Andy Wilson's, his skills are being able to start 30 minutes prior to sunrise and 30 minutes after sunset. So, but that's where he's from. But no, I had to fool around with my garage door opener this year. I had some issues and found out I had bad sensors, so I finally got around to replacing those. And I was kind of balking at it, wasn't sure how to do it, and finally did it. And it wasn't as hard. It took me a little while because I made a couple of mistakes here and there. And
oh, sure.
It took me longer. If I knew what I was doing and I had to do it again, it would probably take me half an hour. But because I was poking around trying to figure out how to do it and making mistakes here and there, and so I was able to get it done. But I felt good finally when I got to it because I was putting it off. And but I did, it was kind of fun. Just say, you know what, I did that. Wasn't that hard? Wasn't as hard as I thought it would be.
That's how it always is. I like to catastrophize things, and then when you actually get to it, it's not hard to
catastrophize.
Yeah, catastrophe, right?
Oh, I
word?
just never heard it as catastrophize.
Sometimes the cat has my tongue, or I speak. Huh. I can actually speak eloquently, but I think eloquently, but I speak sometimes, or I think too fast. I think faster than I can speak. Anyways, got a text here from someone. Woke up to 24 inches this morning of snow, and they they sent the picture, Greg. Yep, I'll take a hard pass on that. Praise God, we don't live in that snow belt. Southeastern Michigan has really dodged the bullet with snow over the past couple of years. I'll take just a 3-inch event and make $1,500.
That would be nice to make that. So, how long does that take you? 3-inch, what is that, about 10-hour day for you then?
Yeah, 8 to 10 hour day. And then if you have help, like Rocky helped me when we had like we had about 3.5, 4 heavy inches. We get all that done in 7 hours. So it does, like, just having him shovel and kind of cross my T's and dot the I's helps out big time. But the text does work. You guys getting snow right now, 856-446-8873. I sound like a drum, but this is radio, Greg. You got people that tune in and tune out, but they hopefully keep tuned in because this has been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a lot more fun than 24 inches. So I can't imagine what that would be like. And I think I saw that they were saying they could get 3 feet of snow out that way, out east.
They this same number. They didn't sign the name. They sent me this picture, Greg. It's called the Snowcaster. Reduces fatigue, ease on your back, and no lifting. It's a shovel that basically is in the form of a dolly cart that has wheels. I wonder how efficient that would be. It's called the Snowcaster. Wayne told us to use this plow shovel. You know what? That could probably work. What kind of tips and tricks do you guys have to shovel? I just have a small 26-inch snow shovel from Amazon. It's one of those polycarbon ones, I think, yellow handle. It really gets the job done, but the smaller shovel, for my opinion, does a way better job because guys like to get these big, wide shovels. You're not going to be able to really use that past a certain amount of depth of snow. So, but shoveling is what makes or breaks guys, and they got to be careful though too. I mean, they got your sidewalk crews, Greg. Those guys do get paid a pretty penny.
Yeah, that's it's snow removal. You're working hard, and it helps to get paid. And I just looked up that Snowcaster shovel. That is pretty cool. And I remember growing up, a buddy of mine. I don't know if I shared this before. A buddy of mine, he would go knock on people's doors when we had snow. And then what he would do is he'd stand there with a little shovel, a little snow shovel, and say, "Hey, can we shovel your driveway?" And be like, he'd say, $10 or $15 or whatever. Back then,
wow. Yeah.
So back then that
big bucks.
was good money. And he'd just stand there with his little shovel, and people would look kind of feel sorry for him and say, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And figured he'd be out there for 2 hours, but he didn't show them that he had a 4x8 sheet of plywood standing, waiting over around the corner, and then he would just push it, and he'd be back up at their door in 15 minutes, and he'd already cleared off their driveway, and they're looking and going, "How the heck did you do it so quickly with that little shovel?" So, but he was smart. He just figured that out. Kenny's down at 22 degrees there in
20
Tennessee.
in Murfreesboro, but then we have Williams Mard. William C. Mard. Sorry, nice and sunny down here in Juniper, Florida. Still recovering from the 100-year freeze. I used a shovel for leaves and an ice scraper to clean mower decks. Juniper, Florida, Greg. That'd be nice right about now. We're kind of itching to get some warmer weather here. I kind of want to get away before we get into the swing of things of mowing, but probably can't do that with baby coming any day now.
Yeah, you got waiting for something. So let me see. I was just kind of looking up Bonita Springs. That's where our your grandma and grandpa had a place, and they're 47 right now. They're going to have a high of 62.
That'd be
So
nice. There's
it's
a lot of
little chilly.
landscapers down there. Mm-hmm. We always joke about it, Greg. If I were to move to Florida or a warmer state, the hand would be forced to probably get into more of the landscaping end. Sure, mowing's there, but it's probably bi-weekly, isn't it? I don't see much weekly accounts in Florida unless they're watering the life out of the lawns because the grass is so brittle.
Yeah. They and what do they use down? What kind of grass do they have down there? I can't remember.
Bermuda and zoysia grass?
I believe so.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Almost look like a crabgrass, doesn't it?
We could ask the turf teacher there, Eric
yeah.
Jones.
Or
I think it's Bermuda, zoysia, you get your centipede, 42 to 50 cuts per year. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. Because us, Greg, we have about 27 to 30 cuts, and that's weekly. I guess if it's spread all the way out throughout the year, but even if it's bi-weekly throughout the year, wouldn't that only be 26, right?
Yeah.
St. Augustine and Palmetto. So my sister-in-law, they have a neighbor, Greg, and I think they planted like a warm season grass there. It's literally dark brown right now. Like the whole lawn's just brown. That's one way that you could get around things is just plant a warm season grass in a cool season climate because it still comes back. So then you have to do like less mowing.
I guess that's one way to do it. Yeah. So, but you know what's kind of surprising though is our grass, even though this winter we've had, it's still kind of green. I was looking at my lawn. I once I clear out a spot for my dog. We got a little dog, and so I'll clear out. I just take the blower and clear off a spot for her in the snow, and it's still kind of green under there. I was surprised.
I was mistaken. So they're weekly April through October, then bi-weekly November through March. Yeah, that puts it into perspective. We really do have a short season up here in Metro Detroit, don't we? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing about the solo guys is when you're down there in Florida, you're still, if you're a solo down there, when do you get a break? When do you stop cutting? When do you go on vacation? So
well, I guess when they're bi-weekly October through November, March, you could get away with probably going 2 weeks without cutting or 3 weeks, pardon me, without cutting down there. Different strokes for different folks down there because we have it scheduled. Like we can predict, Greg, it was years ago. We could almost predict when the grass would dry up. It was basically July all the way through almost like it was like 2 months, like July all the way through August. I could have took like a month off of work, but it's been a little bit different this past couple of years. This a lot more wet, but we had some good downtime last year. I was able to get away, and it was good to kind of see the lawns dry up because that's easy money for us. Just edging and trimming some spots because some guys like to see you there regardless. I didn't get much pushback, but obviously not cutting it just to cut it.
Yeah, I've seen. It's nice when we start hitting September, October. It's nice, especially because our sun's setting so early for us now, or at that time, especially in October. But it's nice when we don't have to do as much trimming, so you can still get all your lawns done. It might have taken you a couple hours more, but you don't have to do near as much trimming. So, I like that when that comes up. So. Not as much walking though, so I guess you got to go home and get some more exercise in if that's possible.
Yeah, no, that's huge, and I'm looking forward to get. I haven't really gained weight during the winter, but I'm looking forward to get back into shape. I do trim on a Segway, so I'll probably lose 10 pounds here in the next month or so, Greg. Like, because once we start going and we start walking around, guys here in the industry just drop the weight.
Yeah, I'm 10 pounds up on over the winter here, so
I think all of us are. But
yeah,
but that's okay.
trying to get my girlish figure back.
What's it called? Happy weight? I'm not sure what it's called. Happy weight.
Well, yours is sympathy weight.
Oh yeah.
You know, with
My wife hasn't
with,
had that many much cravings for junk. I'm like, can't you just crave like McDonald's or Taco Bell or some just junk food? I mean, I don't eat fast food, but isn't that kind of nice? Where when if she does or crumble cookie or ice cream in the trailer when you're mowing's nice though too. Like having the enclosed trailers, Greg. That's our personal offices and I guess bathrooms. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. So I've we talked about that one time, just cutting a milk gallon jug. Thanks for joining us too, by the way, William. He's off to work now, I guess. So said thanks for bringing the community together and time to work. So thanks for coming on the show. But yeah, I've kind of joked about putting a funnel in the cutting a hole in the bottom of the trailer.
Yep.
And putting a funnel with a hose going down to it, so that turns into your outhouse, I guess.
Mobile bathroom, because I think guys have done it. We've seen this there on Facebook. There's this guy, I was mowing this lawn years ago. This guy was doing he had an appointment with my client. I don't remember like what it was. It might have been cable or some utility, but he had this pop up tent that he would use to go to the bathroom. Like if he had to go, he would just pop it up, and it was this green little tent. It's ridiculous. It's a true story. I guess that's fine. No one can tell that he has to go to the bathroom there. But I guess if you got to go, you got to go.
I'm just trying to think how because usually you're going to push yourself a little further than you really can. If you have to go, how many times have you barely made it? I guess how's that?
Or haven't
so
made
if
it
I got to
before.
pop up a tent to try and go to the bathroom, I'm thinking I don't know if I'm going to make it in time to pop up my tent.
No, but that's where the enclosed trailer is good. When you have an open trailer, you either got to go deep into the woods or just stop at a gas station. I mean, there's routines that guys get into, don't they?
Yeah, I used to, when I had my open trailer, I would pull up to there was a hospital right in my route, and I'd pull up the trailer and then run in and use. I knew right where the restroom was. It was right inside, just 50 feet down the hall. I'd run in there, go to the bathroom, and use the restroom, and head back out. So it worked. I was always worried that somebody was going to come and steal all my stuff, and but you had to just you had to make it quick. And,
oh yeah, you did. And what? So I've been doing this 16 years, and I've only had one blower stolen. What have you? Didn't you have something stolen, Greg? Like one time?
No, I haven't had anything stolen.
I thought you had something stolen. This is years ago when we were mowing near a high school, and this is where you got to have cutting logistics guys and be able to direct your employees. When I used to have someone that worked for me, my buddy Zach, 10 years, it was a good run, and we made money with him, and he helped build the business, like even though that he just worked. But we were both mowing in this backyard, and we were walking around the front. This guy hopped out of his car, grabbed our Red Max backpack blower, I think it was the 7500, and then drove away. So in my 16-year run, I have one thing stolen, but it's pretty common in the industry. I've seen it where guys steal these skid steers. That's a big dollar item, isn't it?
God, they're able to get it. Heck, I mean, you must be really busy for somebody to be able to steal your skid steer.
I think what they do is they park them on job sites, and then guys come by and they steal them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how they do that, and then they pawn them on Facebook Marketplace for $10,000 less. Really, guys, you should be part of a lot of lawn care Facebook groups just so you can see like the beat of what's going on in the area and kind of get the pulse. Like I am part of a lot of site monitoring sites and for like snow. It's so great to have guys chime in to say, hey, we got snow here. It's covered here, X, Y, and Z. Or just see everyone to complain about the salt shortage because that's been huge. Let's cut a break from another word of our sponsors here, Greg.
From the job site to the weekend, Urcher has you covered. Founded by landscaper Zach Strausser, Urcher builds gear designed by pros for pros. Custom hats, sweatshirts, button-ups, and the signature no-vest shirt keep your crew sharp on the clock. When the week's done, premium cotton hoodies and tees let you wear the lifestyle you built. Check out the infamous Put Some Dirt On It line and outfit your team your way. Don't see your color? Tap the Outfitting tab. Visit Urcher.com. URTURE.com. Urcher, built from the dirt up.
That is pretty crucial, isn't that? Shirts and things like that. Image is a big look.
Oh yeah, the image is good, and it's funny because I happen to have a bunch of royal blue shirts. I don't know why, but it's kind of turned into my color. And I know I'm supposed to be using the fluorescent stuff, but royal blue, I guess, is pretty good as well. It's hard to say royal.
Royal blue.
Royal blue.
High visibility so you don't get mowed over. There's some freak stories here in the industry. Guys parking away where your truck's flashing and away from busy areas, and always pay attention. I had someone near and dear to our family who got hit by a car while running because the driver was negligent. So, Greg, we keep our heads on a swivel, and we're extra cautious now about people because you've walked in front of people because they've been flying down the road, haven't you?
Well, I've that, and I've because I just forgot.
Oh yeah, that
and
too.
I've started to walk in front of people as well, and fortunately they slowed down. So, or you get the people. The one that's tight is when you're, for example, when you're trimming and you're doing along the curb, and you get people that blow by you. I've
they don't pay
actually
attention.
I've got one spot where I purposely put my cone further into the road. Because it's a long straightaway, and
That's smart.
People build up a head of steam, and to the point where this neighborhood, they had one of those things from the sheriff where they put it in the line and it showed the speed that people were driving at, and so, just because people would get up to 40 miles an hour in a
That's crazy.
in a residential subdivision, and so it was pretty rough, and so I stick purposely in that sub. I would put my cone. Normally, I'd put it like about a foot out from the trailer to the side of it.
Put out more, yeah.
Oh yeah, I put it out 2 feet just to make people slow down. And
It's kind of nice to irritate people there in the neighborhoods because I know which neighbor drives fast, and I've yelled at people before too. It's slow down. We're out here working. They don't pay attention.
yeah,
I mean, the Segway's been nice because I can fly through stuff, but even that, I almost got hit a couple times on that too. And if you get hit on the Segway, you'll really be gone, and you'll really be out of here. But they don't consider the guys who are landscaping at all, and guys like literally, that's where we got to be in a lot of prayer. And every day that we get out there, Greg, it's just God's mercy on us.
yeah. Oh yeah, I've yelled at people if they're coming by me or they're going too fast. I scream at them. I don't care. And they're not going to stop.
No.
And if they did stop, I would have some words with them, and hopefully kind. But
Hello,
when they're going by too fast, I let them know that they're going fast. I don't know. I don't understand why people don't think, there's a trailer right here. I can't see anybody, so I should probably slow down just because somebody could pop out on me, and I just, you got a big enclosed trailer sitting there, and you just can't see what's around the corner from it.
They almost get irritated that there's a trailer there with a cone. You ever had someone slow down and drive by you and they shake their head? It's like, I'm working here, dummy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't seen that, but at least they slowed down. I guess that's the advantage of it. And those people, if they did that, I would just kind of give them a wave, say, "Hey, thanks for slowing down." So
Give him the salute and then give him the nod. We got Eric Jones and Jennifer Jones with the Keeping Up with the Joneses coming up here soon. I don't know if we're doing a crosswalk because we only got about 2.5 minutes left here, Greg.
yeah. Yeah.
It'd be a
So
quick crosswalk. It's high
get
then basically bye.
If you got an opportunity to listen to their show, guys, go ahead and listen to it. They have a nice show for you. Jennifer was talking about hair removal or hair maintenance the other day, so that was kind of interesting. I heard that show a little bit. She has background in
Cosmetology.
was working for in cosmetology. She was working for a company that did hair replacement, I guess, for lack of a better word to say. So
We have hair removal. We have snow removal, and we have, I guess, grass maintenance. Right, cutting your hair is like cutting the grass. No, it's not even close at all. Hey, can you get give me a high fade there on my part of my lawn?
Yeah.
I mean, well, you probably could if you were to feather the deck. You could definitely high fade the lawn.
yeah, well, she wasn't doing hair removal. I said that wrong. They were doing helping guys grow hair, I guess. So and talking about rugs and hair pieces and things. So I guess that's not my problem though. So I'm in pretty good shape for hair. So
No, you Greg, you have more hair than me. I mean, I'm about 35 now. I get okay, but your hair is basically water resistant. I mean, I'm sure it's dust resistant too when you're out there mowing.
No, I have had to, I do wear a hat though, just because when you get home and you start showering, if you didn't have a hat on, hey, there's just all kinds of stuff coming out of your hair. So no fun for that.
You basically look like you're a guy from the Wild Wild West with what you wear, but you say it, and we'll say it every show. You want to come home and be able to breathe, don't you?
I like breathing. It's one of my favorites. It's
Like
kind of
when you
like
told me that.
like Elf. Smiling. Why are you smiling at? I like smiling. Smiling's my favorite. I like breathing. That's my favorite.
You literally said, "Don't you like breathing?" Because the one time where I didn't have I wasn't covered up the right way. It's like, don't you like breathing?
Yeah,
I think about it. Yeah, because I come home and hack up a lung. That's the one disadvantage of this line of work. It beats your body, and that's why you got to schedule this out. We talk about that though too, about how many days you should mow or landscape. But Greg, we got about 20 seconds left here. And Keeping Up with the Joneses is coming on soon, so I'll definitely be listening to that to see what wisdom bombs that Eric and Jenny, hopefully she doesn't mind if we call her Jenny, bring to the table.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
3, 2, enjoy the show.